welcome to another video. Today has definitely been better than yesterday in that my side effects have calmed down from my increased Modafinil dose. Pain's been less, GI symptoms have been way less, eating has been so much easier today, which is really great. I don't know why not being able to eat gets me down so much, but that just sounds really stupid because of course that sort of thing would get you down. It's amazing how warped your perspective can get by chronic illness. It's very strange. My routine with my B12 injections is to put them into the syringes on Tuesday evening, which is now, and then I do the actual injecting on Wednesday and Saturday. I just tried to do it. I say tried because this was definitely the worst attempt I've ever had. The first one is always fine and really easy because the vial of B12 is full right to the top, so you don't have to tilt it much to get the needle into it. The second one is always much more difficult. You have to just find the right angle and tilt the vial as it empties so you don't get an air bubble in the syringe. Really, 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 really difficult. And I'm going to be honest, I never get 2 full injections. You're supposed to get 2 1 milliliter injections out of it, and I usually get 1 milliliter and around 8 or 9 milliliters, and I think that's fine. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a huge difference, in that amount. Today, however, I got 1 milliliter and 1 0.3 milliliter. It was just a complete fail. I just kept spilling it. I don't know if you can see my hand, how stained it is. It's crazy. I just kept spilling it over and over again as I was tilting it, and I was just like, oh, this is just a disaster. So annoyed with myself. As the day's gone on, I've got a pretty nasty headache. It's not fun, I'm really not enjoying it, and so I'm going to stop looking at this screen and I'm going to go and lie down and listen to Harry Potter. I was supposed to have a therapy session today, but it didn't end up happening. It wasn't me that cancelled this time, it was my therapist because she had a migraine. When that happens, when I think I'm going to have to use some energy on something, but then it ends up not happening, I kind of have a bit of a weird feeling all day. I always plan my days. Well, I don't plan my days, but I plan my weeks. I know what I'm going to do each day, but the days themselves aren't that structured because I never know exactly how I'm going to be feeling. So I thought I was going to have to use my energy on my therapy session today, but because that didn't happen, I had this kind of spare energy and I was like, oh, what am I gonna do with it? I always feel like I should be doing something productive or useful with it as opposed to just doing something that I want to do. I think, oh, I should be using it to research this, or I should be using it to read that article, or oh, I should finish that bit of filing, instead of thinking, oh, I could watch a film or I could read. Today, however, I didn't do anything useful. I watched a film on Netflix. I did my physio, so I mean that's still kind of useful, but I didn't do anything that I would class as productive and useful. So I feel like I've wasted the day, which is so stupid. Really, really, really stupid, because it's been a good day, but I still feel like I've wasted the day because I haven't been productive. And that is the problem with productivity being tied to your self-worth, which isn't very good, especially for those of us who are chronically ill, disabled, can't work. It doesn't do good things to you. Despite the fact that I'm ending today with a headache, I still think today has been better, maybe not than any day this week, but in the long term, i.e. within this POTS flare, today has definitely been a good day. I managed to have a shower and wash my hair and do my physio in the same day, and I haven't been able to do that for a while. I honestly can't remember the last time, so that's definitely a good thing, and that makes me a little bit hopeful that maybe this POTS flare is starting to get better. I feel scared even saying that. Maybe it's the Modafinil, maybe it's the weather cooling down, maybe it's just coming out of it all by itself, but I'm really hopeful that things might be improving. Or I could have really overdone it today and I will feel terrible tomorrow. I have my rearranged therapy session tomorrow, so I'd really like not to feel terrible, but I'll just have to wait and see. My stomach has been really bad the past few days. I think actually the worst it's ever been in terms of my bloating and the burping symptoms that I have. Particularly at night, and yesterday that was the case. Today, not the case. It's been all day today. But last night in particular, it was really, really bad. So I really didn't get much sleep last night, and I was expecting to feel horrific today. I actually thought that maybe I'd have to cancel my rearranged therapy session because I was honestly expecting to feel unable to sit up, unable to get out of bed, etc, etc. But no, haven't felt like that at all. I think I actually feel better today than I did yesterday, which is just so confusing. I don't understand. I'm not complaining though by any means because I didn't have to cancel my therapy session. It was a good session and generally I've been feeling okay today. Still got the headache that I've had pretty much constantly for about 4 or 5 days now. I feel like that's what this week seems to have been about. Feeling terrible but being able to do stuff despite that. I don't know, I was going to call it a good thing, but it's not a good thing that I'm feeling terrible. It's just a good thing that I'm doing things despite of it. But it's definitely a change. I think that's good. I think it is. I don't think the fact my stomach is bad is down to my increased modafinil dose because it's been 2 weeks now. Yeah, 2 weeks yesterday since I've been on it. So I don't think new side effects would appear so late in the day. So I think it's just a phase or a flare of whatever is going on. Presumably SIBO, but I don't know that for sure because I haven't been tested. If it might seem strange to you that I'm barely opening my eyes, it's because of my headache. Just please try and ignore it. I am like 99% sure the headache is from the modafinil. This time it's by no means as bad as it was last time. Last time I couldn't function, I couldn't do anything. Couldn't look at my laptop, couldn't look at my phone, couldn't write an email, couldn't read. It was the worst thing ever. Was it the worst thing ever? I don't know, but it was definitely one of the worst times I've ever had. I'm going to go and lie down now and I'm going to listen to an audiobook. I'm listening to Gone Girl at the moment. It is pretty good. I mean, it's by no means really good writing, but it's entertaining, it's easy listening, and I am into the story and I want to find out what happens. So I'm going to go and listen to some of that. And hopefully tonight I will sleep better than I did last night. I've talked a lot this week about how I feel like my pain levels from increasing my modafinil dose haven't been as high as when I first started it. And I thought that all the way up until this afternoon. I'd had a shower and I didn't rest for quite as long as I would usually, mainly because I really just wanted to get my video uploaded and not have to worry about it for the rest of the day because it was pretty much ready to go. And I started doing that and I felt the pain in my head that I've had pretty much all day, every day this week, go to another level that wasn't as bad as the peak pain when I first started modafinil, but it was definitely reminiscent of it. I know I've said that I've still been able to do a lot of stuff this week despite having a headache all the time, and that is true. You know, I am able to look at my iPad and listen to audiobooks that I haven't listened to before because my brain is still able to follow them, and I'm able to watch stuff almost as much as I would usually. But on the other hand, I'm not able to read, definitely not on an iPad and probably not a real book because eye movement aggravates the pain. So there are certain things this week that I haven't been able to do that have reminded me of how I felt a few months ago. All that together has made me quite nervous about what next week is going to be like. I mean, I know I survived it last time and I went through the pain barrier and I came out the other side mostly intact, but I don't want to do it again if I can help it. But I may not be able to help it. I'll just have to wait and see what next week is like. Today is Sunday, so it's the end of another week and the end of another video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you again next week. Bye.